negative official recommendation pending amendments to a class 3.
Questions for the committee? Debate and discussion on this bill?
I guess I'll say something. So this org, they came to us in terms of orgs that had trouble with their budget, but like proved to us that they were capable of doing it moving forward. They had a valid excuse, they didn't have a treasurer, so obviously they didn't have access to their funds, and they've definitely shown their dedication to this club and that they're excited to move forward. So I'm confident in them.
Anything else to debate and discussion? Carla?
Incredible presentation.
Thank you.
Genevieve?
I'd also like to add that I see that you're incorporating the aspect of the biology major as well as understanding the aspect of being a college student on campus and doing the distressing events, which is healing. I love that. And I also appreciate how some of them, they piggyback from the events, piggyback from each other. So that's a great aspect that I appreciated from your presentation.
Thank you.
Anything else in debate and discussion on this bill? All right, seeing none, we'll now go ahead and hold a vote. So in order for this bill to pass, we need a 2/3 majority vote. All those in favor? All those opposed? All those abstaining? Bill passes. Congratulations. All right, so who's next? German.
Wait, no, ISO.
ISO, that's right. All right, we're going to go ahead and now consider Bill F 2019-36, International Student Organization Class 3 Return.
Now reading Bill number F 2019-36, being enacted by the legislature of the Student Government Association, Montclair State University Incorporated, whereas International Student Organization will like to recharter as a Class 3 organization under Student Government Association, and whereas International Student Organization will pay for the benefits of Montclair State University undergraduate campus community, and whereas International Student Organization will like to receive a charter for the spring 2020 and fall 2020 time period. Be it resolved that International Student Organization receives a charter from spring 2020 and fall 2020. Submitted by Kelly Garrison, SGA, President of the Board, November 4th, 2018.
Author report?
No report.
Questions for the author? Organization report. So, of course, once it gets up and ready, you'll have 6 minutes to give your presentation. 5-minute mark, you'll get a 1, so whenever you're all ready. We'll give it a second.
We're waiting for her clicker thing to set up. Yep, okay. So be it.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. My name is Maria Sier. I am the president of the International Student Organization. Oh, there we go. Okay, so who we are. So I like to call it the 5 bulletin points. Essentially, we are an organization that tries to introduce the United States culture to international students. But then we also do the reverse, which is introduce international cultures to domestic students. We also try to bridge the gap between international and domestic students, and we call that the cultural exchange. We try to create a safe space for continuous learning about international cultures, the US included, and last but not least, we seek to be a family away from home. There are a lot of international students who are coming miles and thousands of miles away from home. And so our goal is, as an organization, we want them to feel welcome, we want them to feel appreciated, and we want them to consider that space. Very similar, mimicry of it. Oh, thank you. Okay, so what we are. So in 2 words, ambassadors and leaders. I am from Cameroon, and so I want to be able to represent Cameroon the way that I want you to see Cameroon. And in order for me to do that, I need to be an ambassador of Cameroon. And so that's what our organization is all about. We are ambassadors of our cultures, but then also we're leaders of tomorrow. It's a very utopia-ish kind of statement, hoping that we'll come here, we'll learn, we'll share our cultures, and then we'll go back home, essentially, and then we will be able to lead. We are the multicultural organization. I don't say this lightly. I acknowledge the fact that we have a lot of multicultural organizations on campus, but ISO is not specific to a particular culture. We are all about encompassing cultures as well as those cultures and identities that are now represented in those specific groups and organizations on campus. We are trying to reclaim our identities. If I wanted to ask anyone of you here if you knew anything about Cameroon, you probably wouldn't, or what you know may be very slim. And so we're trying to reclaim that by letting you know what we are. And last but not least, we have a specific target audience, which is people who are multicultural lovers, enthusiasts, and people who are just now into putting themselves into one box or another. Okay, so past events. We've only existed now for 2 semesters, so this is as far as we got. Actually, we have done a lot more events than this, but these are the only ones that I wanted to highlight. We had an entire week called Mother Language Week, which was trying to get people back to the basis of what is your mother tongue. Is it English? Is it Hindi? Whatever it was, and we celebrated the idea of languages. And then towards the end of the semester, we did a cultural showcase and talent showcase. Did not go as well as we wanted it to, but the idea was we came together, we sat down, we had fun, and then this semester we've done a how to manage your finances. A lot of international students are on campus, and we don't know anything about, not necessarily that we don't know about money, but we don't know about money in the United States. And so we had a former student, an alumni from Montclair, who came in and talked about money and finances. We also had an international bake, so this was last semester, and we saw multiple different cuisines that were very specific to certain countries like Afghani, Bulani, we did Cameroon Chin Chin, and actually 3 days ago on Monday we just had a cultural night where it did go a lot more as we expected. It was very honed in, it was very personal, and it was a really great experience for those who attended. Okay, so some of the events that we're trying to do next semester is so from today, this semester, we are doing 2 continents, Asia and Africa appreciation. And so next semester, we just want to continue that and give appreciation to all the 7 continents. And so that's one of the things, and it's very educational based. We're also trying to we're going to continue doing an international day, cultural night, however you want to call it, because we do feel that it is essential for one event to target as many communities as possible. And then another thing that I'm hoping that they'll do next semester is a farewell dinner, which is an appreciation for the students who have come here, put their lives in their various countries on hold for a minute, and then they're going back. It's to tell them that even though they're leaving, the journey doesn't end there. Okay, who we are, so we have 15 members. So I have to be very honest with you and say that on our email list, we have 130 members. How many people actually do show up for the meetings is not that amount of people. And so we have between 9 to about 20 members that will show up for meetings, but I did want to put that out there and let you know. We had 3 board members and the president. Recently, the vice president stepped down. So we have a treasurer who is viewer on the left hand, and then the public and media, social media chair who is on the right hand. Her name is Nicole. We have 2 advisors. One is official and one is not official. The official advisor is Simone Flowers in the Dean of Students' office, but the unofficial advisor is Jane Williams, who is the Associate Provost of the Office for Social Justice. So it's Office of International Engagement. And then I'll speed through this very quickly. That's our treasurer's report. Again, multiple events that we did last semester and a few of this semester. We utilized 90% of our budget this semester. We used it all. And we had to ask the SGA twice for post-position. So yes. So we were a class 1 organization. We had 16 points. We hosted 12 events last semester, 8 post-sponsorships. And again, 90% of our budget. And we did do the end of semester report. Is why we're trying to break the stigma, as I've been trying to say throughout this talk of mine, trying to bring life to forgotten identities, bring life to some academic majors. If you go downstairs in the window display, we did that because I wanted to let people know where the different things about multiple different continents that you were not aware of. And so that's kind of what we are. And last but not least, we do believe that there's a community for ISO on campus. That's it.
Thank you. Questions for the organization? Committee report.
They received a 301 positive unofficial recommendation.
Questions for the committee? Debate and discussion on this bill. Carla?
Incredible presentation.
Andrew?
I would say I absolutely love the idea of this club. I feel like especially like on this campus, you have so many different cultures, and like sometimes we're not always in tune with where we come from. And even me myself, like even me growing up, like surrounded by people who grew up, like my grandparents came from their countries, and I still feel like I'm not connected to my culture enough. So I feel like this is something that's really important, and this is really cool. And I really excited to end this club.
Anything else in debate and discussion? Gabriella?
Do you work with the study abroad department?
So yes and no. Yes, as in we would love to work with them, and we do let them know that we have events, because again, they are part of our advisors. But the no part of it is study abroad is very specific to specific countries, and there are a lot of intricacies in terms of traveling for international students. And so because myself, I'm an international student, so because I know those hoops and loops, it's a little bit difficult for us to just say, oh, the study abroad office can come into our meetings and talk about it, because in order for us to do that, I need to invite the international counselor, the immigration counselor, to be there to talk about the study abroad, but then to talk about the immigration part of it. And so it gets murky, and so what we do is we'll let you know, but then we'll redirect you to the office, so that way you just have a one-on-one conversation.
Anything else in debate and discussion? Genevieve?
I'd like to add, you did a wonderful presentation. You seem very knowledgeable of what you're trying to present and explain about your organization. Also, I wanted to add, if you ever thought of working with those other organizations that do have like a direct sort of organization, but they're all also working with different, like the HSA, the Caribbean Carousel organization that like probably doing like I know they have a fashion show coming up. Maybe you can be present with them to kind of present some of your fashions from your country that you were referring to, or other continents that's in your organization that could present some of their fashionable, entities in there too. It's just something that we could also, it's not like just a one-sided thing, and we're all incorporated. That's fine.
May I comment to that? So thank you for saying that, because I don't know if this is something that the SGA can assist with, but every single time we have an event, I send out an email. I sent out an email to every single person. And so all of those organizations, they can go through their email thread and it's right there. But nobody responds. So I'm really trying to make it, again, international club. All of those identities should be represented in there.
Absolutely.
But there's very little that we can do from our end if nobody's responding or nobody wants to meet us halfway.
Understand.
So I just wanted to say that.
The ones that are class ones literally go to their office.
I have multiple
Yeah.
times. I know the president, I know the president.
Anything else in debate and discussion? All right, seeing none, we'll now go ahead and hold to a vote. So in order for this bill to pass, we need a 2/3 majority vote. All those in favor? All those opposed? All those abstaining? Bill passes. Congratulations. All right, it is German Club here. Sounds good. All right, last ones for the day. So we're going to go ahead and now consider Bill F-2019-32, German Club Class 3 Re-charterment.
Now reading bill number F-2019-32, being enacted by the legislature of the Student Government Association, Montclair State University Incorporated, that whereas German Club would like to re-charter as a Class 3 organization under the Student Government Association, and whereas German Club would be a great benefit to the Montclair State University undergraduate campus community, and whereas German Club would like to receive a charter for the spring 2020 and fall 2020 time periods. Be it resolved that German Clubs received a charter from spring 2020 and fall 2020. Submitted by Kelly Garrettson, SGA President Pro Tempore, October 21st, 2019.
All right. Author's report?
No question.
Questions for the author? Organization report? You know the deal. So you have 6 minutes to give your presentation. I'll give you a 1 at the 5-minute mark and start whenever you're ready.
Okay, cool. That's great because I didn't know the deal.
Well, there you go.
Okay. Hi, my name is Casey Masterson. I'm the president of the German Club. How's it going? So today I'm going to be talking to you about re-charterment for this academic year. So what is our purpose? So German Club is committed to engaging people with German culture and the language through events and just fun club meetings. You have Mr. Prickle Pants. He has some lederhosen on there. He's fun. All right. So how do we differ from other organizations? Well, there are a lot of cultural organizations on campus. We have LASSO, there's ISO that you just heard from, there's like Mufasa, but we are the only one that does German culture. And the e-board, which I'm the only one here from that today, is comprised of completely German majors. So we have a very in-depth understanding of the language and culture and are very happy to share it with everybody. And also we have connections with international students from Graz, which is in Austria, and Konstanz, which is in Germany. So we can have them to share their cultural experiences and to just talk about the language and whatnot with our members. Past events. So last semester, we have one from this semester too, but last semester we had Oktoberfest, which was really fun. We had a lot of people come. There was great food. There was a lot of fun. We had some games where one was a trivia game. We handed out like soft toy pretzels to people who won. They're kind of like stress balls. Pretzel form was bratwurst. It was great. Our gingerbread man and ornament coloring, that's always a big success. We have buy gingerbread cookies and icing and let people go to town decorating them. And we also buy like ornaments. Last year we bought little wooden ones and we just let people color them in. But in the past we've had plastic ones that we could paint on. And then we also had Fasching, which is like German Mardi Gras. And we did mask decorating with a competition for that, and there was food and music and fun with that too. For this semester, we had a fundraiser for the Newark water crisis. We raised around $50 by selling gummy bears to the students here downstairs. Fun fact, gummy bears are actually German, which is great. Haribo, for those of you who don't know, comes from this guy. His name was Hans Riegel. So H-A from Hans, Riegel, R-I, and then B-O from the town that he started the company in, Bonn. Haribo. Okay. And then we also had, on November 8th, in this very room, a fall of the Berlin Wall event. As some of you may not know, that it's been 30 years since the Berlin Wall has fallen, and we had two people. One is a professor at this university, and the other is somebody that our own professors put us in contact with, who was actually in Berlin the night that this fell, and they had pictures and like stories and that they shared with the people who came, and it was super informative and very, very successful. We learned a lot. Upcoming events, on Saturday, we're going to the Neue Gallery, which is in New York City, and it is it has completely all German, Austrian, Swiss art. And that one up there in the corner is from Gustav Klimt, Impressionist artist, or Expressionist, and then we'll remember the difference. And we hope to pay for at least the going there bus tickets of whoever comes, not going back, because we may all go back at different times. Who knows what they're going to do in the city. And so that after this, and then we also have Novemberfest. It was supposed to be in October. We had to push it back due to some like scheduling problems within ourselves, nothing to do with organizations or anything, but we're celebrating Oktoberfest in November. Unfortunately, we can't have any beer because we're dry campus, but we have a lot of fun anyway. There's some food and there's fun, and everyone usually just has a blast. We're trying to get artists to come to show off their art. It'll be great. Also, we have a Christmas market coming up, which is pretty much going to be that cookie and ornament decorating event that I had last year. That people always love it, so we try to do it as often as we can. We're expecting around 50 and then we're going to the Krampuslauf in Asbury Park. For those, you guys see that movie that came out, the Krampus movie?
Yes.
Yes. So that's a real guy, and well, he obviously not real, but like that's the actual tradition. He doesn't come on Christmas. He comes December 6th. And if you're good, St. Nicholas will leave candy in your shoes. And if you're bad, he drags you off to hell and tortures you. So it's good old German fun. So people like to dress up as him. There's some pictures of the people dressed as Krampus. And, you know, they scare the crap out of people walking around, and it's fun. So the benefits of German Club. So we're committed to spreading German culture across campus. I've been studying German for like something along 8 years, and I know that a lot of my cohorts have been studying it for a long time as well. Most of them have been to Graz, or most of us have been to Graz in Austria, or someplace in Germany before, and we're committed to helping people understand their German better, not necessarily if you're the language, even though we do help with that if you're a German student, but like if, say, you're someone who's really interested in German culture, you come, we'll teach you and you'll have fun in our meetings. And we're also committed to fun. Gotta love it. So we have 5 e-board members, which is myself, my treasurer, which is Noel Park, then my vice president, Henry Kunstadter, and my secretary, Maddie Meyer, and then my, she's our social media event organizer person, and her name is Ali DeAndrea. And then we have 2 advisors, which are the 2 heads of the German department. They're both married, it's cute. And then we have 106 general members, and it's great. So treasurer report. We didn't ask for any money for that from you guys because we just had people come in and talk. But we had, it was a little bit of a lower turnout, but everyone that went there had a lot of fun. We try to get people to come, but you know how educational events are. Then we have the Noida Gallery trip. We have, I forgot to update it, we have at least 14 people signed up. So that's going to be really fun. I'm excited about that. Novemberfest, we usually get around 50, 60 people that come, but so I didn't want to overestimate for you guys. I want to be more honest. As well as the Christmas market, and those are the costs that we usually spend. 90 for like if tickets are X amount. I forget how much they were, but it factored to 90 for each of the people. That's the only thing I did update. Forget why I didn't update. Anyway, and then we have the 250, 275 for Novemberfest, and the Christmas market. That's pretty much for food, the games, all the ornaments and cookies and stuff to decorate them with, all that good stuff. Krampuslauf, we have the money there. That's mostly for people's gas, like giving money for gas for whoever's driving. You know, it's always nice. Kind of a recommended amount of money. That's probably not coming from you guys, but from them. So then we have accreditation history. Yay. We are class 3, and in fall 2018 we got tier 1, which was really awesome. And I'm excited about that. Should I read it, or do you guys?
No, that's
You're
fine.
good.
It's there.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then spring 2019, we got tier 2. We need to work on that. We used a little bit less of the budget. I remember last year as a secretary. So there was something like a scheduling conflict last year where we couldn't do as much, and unfortunately that did this for the tier 2. But we are working on it, and I am very excited that we are working on it. Yay. Cultural night. I wish Marie Esther was still here because we did this with her. So we had cultural night on Monday night, and it was super fun. This is what I just put this in here because this was a really fun collaboration between Marie Esther, Mary, and I. We sat down in the beginning of the school year and we're like, we want to get this really big multicultural thing happening. What could we do? And we had cultural night, and we had many different performances from many different cultures. Like we had someone dance, I forget the name of it was Bankara. There we go. She danced that, and we had my secretary Manny Meyer sing, and there were fun cultural games, like we played Kahoot, really fun with the cultural questions. We had kind of like a heads up thing with a projector, and we put 48 plus for food. The plus is there because my vice president will tell me how much he spent on the drinking aid. Then, oh, is that it? That's it.
All right, thank you. Any questions for the organization? Okay. Committee report?
There's a 4-0, 1 positive, 1 official recommendation.
Questions for the committee? Debate and discussion on this bill. Andrew?
I like this. I'm fairly confident that you guys can be discussed in the future as a cluster organization. Slight concern with communication within your e-board with the last comment you made, but I think that's when you guys can fix out. That's right. That's nothing to do. You guys are close to your budget, and also after you guys can get to that budget, I also think you guys, it seems like you're enthusiastic and you guys are working hard, getting back to that tier 1. So good.
Anything else in debate and discussion? Gabriella?
I'm not sure how to say this, but I feel like you guys do so much on campus that you could possibly be across 2 organizations.
I don't know. I mean, like, if you guys want. I wasn't coming in here expecting that, but if you guys do what you do.
Run for next year?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Great, great.
Roll call, that's your one.
Anything else in debate and discussion? Okay, Kelly?
Yeah, I just know Casey's awesome. I was in class with her twice, and she could not be more of a representative of German culture, just always being, an ambassador. So she's awesome.
God, I love Dr. Manlove.
Yes.
Great. Anything else in debate and
Just had
discussion?
to say that.
All right, seeing none, we'll now go ahead and hold a vote. So in order for this bill to pass, we need a 2/3 majority vote. All those in favor? All those opposed? All those abstaining? Bill passes. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Perfect. Are there any other organizations in the back? That's good. All right. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and move into new business and place the bills in their respective committees. So I'll go ahead and put Bill F 2019-42 through 46 into Organizational Review Committee, and then Bill F 2019-47 through 48 in Appropriations Committee. So that's that. And now we'll go ahead and move into open forum. Great. Anything in open forum, Kevin?
Well, one thing I want to give Dr. Potts for having these quotes every single time.
Oh,
And if
thank
ever
you.
noticed it, you can round of applause for it.
I just have to find spice things up a little bit, but thanks. Anything else in open forum, y'all? Patrick?
All right, so I'm from Newman. Next week on Tuesday at 7 o'clock, we're having our Thanksgiving party. So anybody and everybody is welcome to come. There'll be food and that's about it.
Sounds good. Noted. Andrew, let's go for it.
Hey guys.
Okay, shout out Lasso Prom.
I think I saw like,
Oh, okay.
Lots of promise of success. You guys are, supporting. But that's not what I'm talking about here today. I'm talking about Peligro, which is another Lasso event that's going on this Friday. It's a Jeopardy-style game. It'll be lots of fun. It's going to be University Hall, classroom 2040, from 7 to 9. If you guys think it's something you're interested in, you guys have nothing to do on a Friday night, come through.
All right, thanks. Cool. Anything else in open forum, y'all? Tatiana?
Yeah, okay. So guys, tonight is USO Battlegrounds. So MSCC is performing,
We're gonna kill it.
Sounds good, looking forward to that. Anything else in open forum, y'all? Devin?
Friday at 8:30 in the Rathskeller, Mug is hosting Rock Band Battle of the Bands. It's a really fun event. It's just very high energy. It's a lot of fun.
Sounds good.
So stop by. Yeah.
Great, great.
Thank you.
All right, anything else in open forum? Jarrell?
Sorry for the confusion about the pictures.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
About it. So John will let y'all know in the chat like when we're really gonna take them pictures. All right.
Yeah, we'll definitely like let y'all know ahead of time. Preferably, it's like for these pictures, y'all can dress as however y'all see fit. We can tend to do it next week. Of course, if we have more people, obviously, and let y'all know ahead of time, just for our record, just for our keepsake. So, and then obviously we'll be taking like individual committee pictures too. That way, we'll get Sork all furnished with good pictures and stuff. So, definitely look forward to that. Great.
Y'all want
Anything else in open forum?
to take it in front of the student center?
Yeah, I mean, today it was pretty cold.
Today was
out, so
like cold.
Yeah, exactly. And it's gonna
It's dark by now.
You have to do it at the beginning.
Yeah. So if
Yeah, we
anything,
did that last year, but they didn't turn out that.
Not, yeah, at all, yeah.
What?
It's just the lighting.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
the entire.
So we do take them outside, it would have to be earlier though, right?
yeah. So what I'm gonna propose then for next week, we could either do it during programming, have like a little recess. We can go out there, go in front of the stairs, take the pictures, depending on the weather, of course. But yeah, it's an option if y'all are down for it. So, ooh, okay. Well, that's yeah. If you want to like emphasize that because
And two.
yeah. So like I did just want to like keep y'all in mind that like obviously like we're closing to the end of the semester, so we will be having more orgs chartering. Right now, I mean our schedule's pretty filled up right now, but of course we're gonna try our best to like knock it all out as we can. So there's the meeting next week. No meeting the following week because Thanksgiving, so have fun with Thanksgiving on y'all. So, what?
Sorry, I just checked the weather report and it might be raining with 52. So that's just pending now, so you know. Yeah,
Just no luck, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if not that week, then we could obviously try for the last meeting.
You know, just weather changes, but just to.
Yeah. But noted. Sounds good.
Oh,
Kelly.
yeah, so next week, we definitely have orgs too that are gonna be trying to charter up a class, so like make sure you're like keeping an open mind and also being analytical and objective.
Just keep asking questions, y'all. Even if there's something that wasn't made clear with the presentation, ask it. Someone else might have that same question, but maybe just not be vocal with it. So just keep an open mind when these organizations come and present and evaluate their work. So yeah, great. Anything else in open forum? So we typically do legislative of the week, but unfortunately Amy couldn't be here today, so we'll just have to go ahead and move that for next week. So that's that. Yeah, is there anything else before we close up? Look forward to next week's meeting, y'all. It'll be pretty lengthy, so please bear in mind. And now I'll go ahead and adjourn the meeting at 4:58 p.m. I know, it's before 5. Yeah. I know, right? We lucked out.